Hey everyone, we're at the InWin booth now at Computex 2019, and one Mr. Joe Stepanzi, Bearded Hardware, is watching me from across the way. I think he's listening to Iron Maiden right now, so we might get demonetized for this one. But the InWin booth has three main cases we're going to be looking at. Is where they're headbanging. And one of them is a signature series. Not many people are going to be buying this, but it's interesting to look at it as always. There's the Alice, which is over there, and that one's a $40 case, so it might be a bit more mainstream friendly. And then there's a concept case that InWin's looking for feedback on, so we'll talk about that at the end. Before that, this video is brought to you by the Be Quiet Dark Rock Slim, keeping a high performance focus but reducing the footprints to accommodate full memory slot compatibility. The Dark Rock Slim comes with one of Be Quiet's Silent Winds 3 120mm fans built for low noise operation. The Dark Rock Slim advertises cooling capability up to 180 watt TDP, but mixes in a matte blackout color design to combine performance and looks. Learn more at the link in the description below. This one, the signature series, is the Yong. It's, I think it's the stage before Butterflies, what I'm told, so I suppose that would be a cocoon. Couldn't remember the name in English earlier. So that's the name for it, but supposed to be $4,000. Get that out of the way first. It's a signature series case. InWin does these. They've done like I think it was the H Tower before. It's kind of like a transformer case. So these are, you know, as we've said a lot in the show, Halo products. It's to get attention, but they will be selling them. So if you wanted to buy one for $4,000, you've got maybe a yacht you would like your computer on, then it'll come in different colors. It's like semi-customizable for the customer. The exterior is an ABS plastic. The interior is an aluminum. Doesn't much matter what the specs are because obviously it's just the outer shell. That's kind of everything on this case. But the exterior is 3D printed for the shell, and then the interior is just normal tooling for aluminum. There might be a site set up to allow customers to customize these, and then the motherboard mount is a new tooling. It could fit Dominus if specified. TBD release date, pricing though is known, but I mean, it's, you know, you look at it and that's kind of the start and finish of the case. We have small versions of this that they were giving out. They're kind of neat, but yeah, so there's slightly different designs for each one. You'll see a few of them in our B-roll shots, and the idea is to make a sort of unique or sort of one-off, but not quite case. So it's still something that they can maintain from a production level, but also very expensive and semi-unique for each order. So that's the Yong. Not much to say about that one. But the next case is the Alice, which is on the other side of the booth, and that's the $40 case that might interest more of you. So the next one is the Alice. This is an InWin case that's a bit cheaper. It's going to be made of plastic and...
What's going on, guys? So this is InWin. Get out of here. Get out, Bearded Hardware.
So, Bearded Hardware, ladies and gentlemen. The Alice, and I'll link him below, why not? The Alice is the cheaper of the cases. So this one's kind of interesting. It's compartmentalized layout. The power supply is on the right side of the case when facing it. The motherboard is rotated, so you've got the CPU towards the front of the case, I/O facing up, and it can route out the back through the extended roof of the case. It is made of a cheaper plastic, which is why it's a $40 case, including the panels, I guess. We'll talk about those in a second. The goal of the case, or the goal for InWin, is to potentially semi-customize these in the future, but that would change pricing. MOQ gets a bit difficult with the cloth paneling they're using if you did want to customize it. And fan count is TBD. A lot of this is TBD, but what we can see so far is 3 bottom fans, 120mm, and then there are slots in the top, but I don't see any drilled out holes for the fans themselves yet. The back is also not finalized, so it's a prototype right now. This one is not 3D printed. They are unsure on the release date. It's a bottom-up airflow, and I think beyond that, the only thing to know is that the finishes, the exterior is going to be a cloth. So it's kind of like a drawstring bag, as Keegan described it earlier, and then also said that when or if they allow customization, the website will probably be full of waifus. So if you wanted to get a waifu PC case, then I guess that is eventually InWin's goal. But that's the cheaper of the cases. That's all the information we have too. The last one we're going to be focusing on is the concept case. I'll quickly mention a few others that are here. There's a 309 refresh. That one is an update to the 307. It has a brighter display. It's using Ego fans. It uses 3 of them included. Same tooling as the 307. A low $200, $225, Q3 for the launch. There's a 925, which is a smaller version of the 928. That was the Dominus case we saw at CES earlier this year. The difference is primarily the size, and then the diamond edge has been removed. That'll be $450 to $500, and that's within 2019 Untron fan count. 4mm thick aluminum for the 925, and then the 905 is the one with the OLED screen, and Untron cost for that one. So the last one's the InWin concept case. We're gonna move over to that one next. The last one is the InWin concept case, and for this one, so InWin's looking for feedback. It's not final, no release date yet. If you have feedback, post it in the comments below because you have a chance here to influence the design of the case. We have some feedback I'll get to in a moment, but 3 120s in the front. There won't be any fans probably pre-installed, and it might be in the $60 to $80 range if they exclude the fans, but we'll see how that goes as they near the end of tooling. 2 120s currently installed on top of the power supply shroud. There's, as I said, 3 in the front. There's 1 120 in the back. There are no holes at all in the top of the case, so no top radiator mount. It's just a steel box. And steel paneling for everything. The front of it is tempered glass, but it's got a slight spacing on it. Not really enough for air, to be frank. The bottom has a filter on the bottom of it on the underside of the case, so it's not like contained within the case, it's beneath it. And that means that where we already have a low floor for the case, it's even lower. So there's really not a lot of intake potential on the bottom. You're restricting the pressure quite a bit for those fans that are mounted on top of the power supply shroud. So this is one we think there needs to be a lot of improvement on. It's not going to perform well at present. So things InWin could do from our perspective, maybe widen this or space the glass off the front more. You can still have your glass panel and have some airflow. So that would be done by probably spacing it and maybe narrowing the glass a bit. Some holes in the top for a radiator mount would be really nice because there's not a lot of support other than the front right now. And then spaced off more on the bottom from the feet so it can breathe through the power supply shroud. And then some holes, more holes in the bottom of the case. But that's a concept case, so it's not done. And if you have feedback of your own, you can leave it below to let InWin know what they can do to make this case interesting for you. And that'll cover the InWin booth at Computex 2019. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more. As always, go to store.gamersnexus.net to help us out directly or patreon.com/gamersnexus. I'll see you all next time.